What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Tom Talks Rubbish, and today I'm back with my AEW Dynamite Beach Break Edition review. I am hoping to make this a weekly thing where I review AEW Dynamite on a Friday. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. If we get 10 likes on this video, I'll review Dynamite going forward. But yeah, let's get into the show overall. The show started off with the Tag Team #1 Contenders Battle Royal. I'm not going to remember all the teams that were in this, but overall I did really enjoy this match. But there were some moments that I really enjoyed, like Hager eliminating... so basically, the teams that I do remember were all three teams from the Inner Circle, Top Flight, the Young Bucks were obviously in this because they're the tag team champions, but if they won, they got to choose their opponents at Revolution, which is what this #1 Contenders match was for. But you also had Private Party, who are the #1 contenders for the Impact Tag Team Championships. You had Alex Silver and John Reynolds, Evil Uno and... Sorry, John Silver and Alex Reynolds, I meant to say. You had Evil Uno and I can't remember who his partner was. I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, some of my favourite parts from this match were Hager being eliminated by Alex Reynolds. The Young Bucks' elimination being eliminated by Matt Jackson, being backdropped by Proud and Powerful. That was a very unique way they did that. The Dark Order eliminating Luchasaurus. So I hope we go into a Dark Order Jurassic Express feud eventually. I would love to see that. The Good Brothers helping to eliminate Private Party. I felt like that furthered that story. Sammy Guevara's being eliminated while Jericho eliminated someone else, which furthered the Inner Circle storyline in my opinion. And overall, the MJF, the final elimination of one of the members of Top Flight being eliminated by Jericho when he hit a Judas effect. I have some thoughts on Jericho and MJF winning. I like it. I don't feel like at this precise moment they're going to win the belts, but I feel like this will make the Young Bucks a more credible team because they'll be a legend and an up and coming superstar, but I feel like this is where we could get the turn of MJF turning on Jericho and either kicking him out the Inner Circle or turning on the Inner Circle completely. I have thoughts on where we'll go because of where backstage segment we saw later in the night, but we'll get into that when we get to that. So the next match was next we had a Darby Allin, Sting and Team Taz segment. I didn't enjoy this, guys. I feel like they really just need to get to the match at Revolution to get this feud over with. I've enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. The match with Brian Cage and Darby Allin on Dynamite a few weeks ago for the TNT Championship, amazing. But it's a lot of talking and we just need to get to Revolution. Essentially in this promo, we found out that next week Joey Janela will get a shot at Darby Allin's TNT Championship and Sting's going to be in his corner. So Team Taz don't gang up and make the odds too big for Darby. Fine, I'm fine with that. But overall, like I say, I didn't enjoy it. This promo was just too wordy and too long for me. But it was still a captivating promo. Taz is a really good promo. Next, we had Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. For me, this was the match of the night. And probably my favourite AEW women's match. A, because it had a story going into it. And B, it was just a very enjoyable match. And it was given time. So the match started off with Thunder Rosa basically scaring Rebel Britt Baker's assistant out of the ring, and Britt being able to capitalise and going for the lockjaw, but Thunder Rosa countered with a pinfall, and then Thunder Rosa had the upper hand for a few moments, going for moves in the corner. I really enjoyed that. Thunder Rosa had the upper hand on the outside, but also was targeting Britt Baker's formerly injured wrist. I enjoyed that. There was more moves in the ring. Thunder Rosa hit a Death Valley driver on the outside of the ring. I enjoyed that again. Britt Baker hit a curb stomp, which I thought was cool. Again, another pinfall to counter the lockjaw, and they were just fighting over pins for a few minutes. Enjoyed that. And then there was a second Death Valley driver in the ring. Britt, it either looked like my Fight TV thing went funny. So the next thing I saw was Rebel removing the turnbuckle, which I enjoyed. I felt like it was a heely thing. But of course, we're all expecting wrestling logic is if you remove the turnbuckle or someone associated with you does, you go into it. I like how they subverted that, and Thunder Rosa going into the turnbuckle and being knocked out and being hit with the lockjaw is what did her in. So if we have a rematch down the road, Thunder Rosa can be like, you didn't beat me without Rebel's help, or Reba's help. I don't know what her actual name is. I get very confused. I want you one-on-one. So I like that. It furthers the story. It gives Britt a big win because I feel like she needs that. Because, side note, guys, I feel like Britt Baker's going to win the tournament and face Hikaru Shida to take the belt off her. But yeah. Next match. Next we had a backstage segment between Hangman Page and Matt Hardy, where Hangman, last week we saw he had rejected the Dark Order, but then Matt cut a promo saying, you have a place in my locker room, we're friends, you can dress there, no strings attached, because apparently he's dressing in some shabby locker room. And then we see a backstage segment where because Chaos Project, Lufa and Serpentico ruined Negative One's birthday, they now want a match with Hangman, and Matt want a match with them. So we then got this match. And we saw basically, I didn't have many highlights of this match. We saw it basically ended with Adam Page hitting the buckshot lariat and Matt Hardy stealing the pin. And my highlight for this was Adam Page's face of, dude, you just stole my win, essentially. And I like where this story with Hangman Page is going. I think we will end up with him taking the belt off Kenny. I've been very public about that and would like to see that. But I feel like it's going to be a slow burn, and I'm enjoying where we're going so far. We then had, as I spoke about earlier, the Inner Circle backstage segment where they're all set. Hangman? Why do I keep talking about Hangman? MJF and Jericho are basically celebrating. They've got beers and they're bringing them into the locker room. And Sammy Guevara pipes up, why is it always you two that gets to win? And Jericho is like, when we win, the entire team wins. Etc. And Sammy storms off almost like a petulant child, like, I want to win, sort of deal. And Jericho leaves the room to sort of comfort or confront him, whatever way you want to look at it. And I really like how we see Wardlow, MJF's heavy, shutting the door on the cameraman, and it looks like MJF is about to almost persuade the Inner Circle, in my mind, to talk and maybe turn on Jericho. But so this is what I think is going to happen at Revolution in March. They will all turn on Jericho, and MJF will become the new leader, and will build to a big match between MJF and Jericho, with Jericho as a babyface this time, and I would like to see that. We then had the wedding. Basically, we get the vows, performed by the officiant, if I'm not mistaken, is the same guy that played the devil in Brian Zane's wrestling review of Heroes of Wrestling with Adam Blompier. If anyone knows about that in the comments below and can confirm that, that would be awesome. But I think it was that guy. And yeah, overall, this was fun. We got the vows, but the bit I liked was the ending, where Miro's basically cutting this promo about how great he is, but then there's this gift that Miro destroys. It's an empty box. And then, again, my Fight TV was very dodgy last night. It cut out, and the next thing I saw was Charles the Butler, a.k.a. Chuck Taylor, punching Kip Sabian, which knocked Penelope Ford into the cake, and Orange Cassidy coming out and attacking Miro. But again, my Fight TV was very dodgy. If something happened in between, let me know. Overall, I enjoyed this. It was your classic wrestling wedding. Bit long. Like, I don't like long talking segments, and for me, this was a bit long. We then saw Shaq accept Cody's challenge, and that match is going to take place the week before Revolution on the 3rd of March. I'm excited. Shaq's a big name. Like, this will be good. Like, it can only bring more eyes to AEW, which is all we want, really. Again, this was probably my weakest point of the night. Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston. We had your classic, one guy gets thrown into the Lumberjacks, other guy gets thrown into the Lumberjacks. I enjoyed this, but then it ended with Eddie Kingston being hit with the, what's it called? Blackout? I think Lance Archer's finish is called, or the Blackheart. But yeah, overall I enjoyed this. Probably my weakest point of the night. And again, we then had the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega in our main event versus Moxley, Ray Phoenix and Pac. Again, enjoyed this, your classic tag team match. Moxley was isolated for a lot of this until we got a hot tag from Moxley to Phoenix, and Doc Gallows to Kenny Omega. Enjoyed this. The Good Brothers win after a spinebuster to Phoenix off the top rope. But Lance Archer then comes out and clears the ring. It's only Kenny and Mox left in the ring, and it looks like Mox is finally going to get his hands on him until this guy in a mask comes out. He rips it off. It's only bloody Kenta. Like, I'm not a New Japan fan, but I know what a big deal this was for New Japan to allow one of their wrestlers to work with AEW, and I do hope this leads to a relationship, because then you'll have 3 of the biggest companies in the world all working together. And my thoughts on that is, it can only be good for wrestling. Like, the dream matches we could see with that will be amazing. But I like also how it furthered Mox's story with Kenta. It also furthered Mox's story with Kenny Omega, because he didn't quite get his hands on him. And then next week we will see, I think, because in a social media clip, Kenta's like, I didn't do it for you, blah, blah, blah. We're going to see... I'm going to look this up, guys. Basically, we're going to see Kenta in a match. I can't remember what it is, but I think it's Kenta. It's the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega. You know what? I will look it up. Kenta in AEW. Oh, it's Kenny Omega it's Kenny Omega and Kenta versus Moxley and Archer, and I'm looking forward to that because it's anything goes, no holds bars. So again, I think Kenta and Omega will win, but overall, I will give this Dynamite a C plus. Wasn't a fan of the lumberjack match. Too long. Didn't have anything new. But I'm not a big lumberjack fan. No, I'd give this a B on perspective. Enjoyed the wedding. Again, a bit long in the tooth. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa was my match of the night. The Team Taz promo was fine. The Battle Royal and the Inner Circle stuff was probably my favourite thing on the show, if you don't count the women's match. But definitely my favourite story on the show so far. But I am enjoying this whole Young Bucks and Bullet Club thing. Overall, guys, really enjoyed this Dynamite. If we get this review, as I said at the beginning, to 10 likes, I will keep reviewing Dynamite every week. If you like this video, please subscribe. I would love to hit 300 subscribers, and I'm very, very close now. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.